This is Head Bussin' Boxing. We are back in the house. And it's funny how you stumble on things, you're looking for one thing and you wind up finding something else. Well, that happened to me today. Um, I was in the comment section of one of my videos, and please bear with me. I was in the comment section of one of my videos, and a brother brought up AJ ticket sales. So, that made me think about, hey, you know what? Let's go look up something dealing with his ticket sales, and just to verify what the brother was saying. And I wound up stumbling on an article that was very, very interesting. In fact, it was so interesting that I decided I have to share this article with you guys. Now, this is a UK article, the Express, Daily Express, and it states, Joshua fight box office price. How much is it to watch Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz Jr.? Don't let this title fool you. It's going to talk about more than just some ticket prices. Anyway, it says Anthony Joshua will take on Andy Ruiz Jr. on his U.S. debut in New York. Express Sports has the details on how to buy the fight, plus details on the undercard and the weigh-in. Okay, and by the way, I know you see up there in the, over top of the title, you see Boxing News, Joey, I can't pronounce that name, sworn to secrecy by Anthony Joshua. Well, they update the articles up top, so don't be fooled by seeing that, even though that's after the fight. This article was published on June 1st, so this is the day of the fight. Okay, Saturday, June 1st, you see it, 2019, you see it right there, overshare, Facebook, Twitter, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, and it says Anthony Joshua has outlined the tactics he will use to beat stand-in opponent Andy Ruiz Jr. on his U.S. debut at Madison Square Gardens. Now, at that moment, your spidey senses should have kicked in. Your antennas should have sprung up on that one. That should have told you why we're here. We're here to see what tactics he planned on using against Andy Ruiz, and did he take Andy Ruiz for granted? Let's see what the article said. Let's move on. The IBF, WBA, and WBO champion faces the first stateside defense of his crowns and has admitted he is willing to drop his guard in search of an early finish. Okay, let's pause for a second. Now, think about this. Before the Joshua Ruiz fight, and we fast forward about a week before, 2 weeks before, maybe a little more than that, who knows, but Deontay Wilder had just put on a spectacular performance by devastatingly knocking out Dominic Breazeale. Now, this is Joshua's debut, and he got this guy that he brought in that he does not really believe is that great of a fighter. I think he believed Ruiz was a good fighter, but think about this. They have a common opponent, and they might have more than one, but I know they have one, and that's Joseph Parker. And Ruiz lost to Parker. AJ beat Parker. Now, on the scorecard, it was pretty much decisive as far as AJ and Parker. Now, I personally didn't think it was that wide of a margin, but whatever. It was shaky in my opinion. But the point is, when you look at their common opponents, AJ won against Parker, Ruiz lost against Parker, which was also shaky because a lot of people, including myself, thought Ruiz won. But anyway, that's just leading up to the fight, giving a little feel on what Joshua might have been thinking. But anyway, it says Joshua weighed in a stone and a half lighter than the challenger ahead of their world heavyweight title fight at 27 pounds or 17 stones and 9 pounds to Ruiz Jr.'s 268 pounds or 19 stones and 2 pounds. Okay. It says Mexican-American Ruiz Jr. has lost only one of his 33 fights, although that came against Joseph Parker, one of the men Joshua had beaten during a flawless professional career to date. Londoner Joshua is unlikely to dazzle fans during what should be a routine win An early knockout would be no surprise given his fearsome power, while a tricky night against an unheralded opponent would fuel the 29-year-old critics. Boy, did that do that. Anyway, it says he is set to turn more than $15 million for his trip to New York, partly through a major deal with the U.S. broadcaster DAZN. Aiming to express a new primetime audience, he said, "I can go there and box behind the jab and move around the ring and all that, but that's not exciting. You got to engage with them a bit, take a few, and he's throwing shots. I've got to defend and counter and slip and counter." Although fans will have to stay up late to catch the main event, Joshua has promised he will not allow the fight to continue for long. So he went in there really thinking he was going to knock him out quick. And when you see what happened in the fight, which of course all of us have at this point, he did knock Ruiz down and he jumped on him and he was careless, like he just said, trying to go for the knockout. And even, hey, he said he's willing to drop his guard. That's what he did. He said he was willing to take a few to get the early knockout. Well, that's exactly what he did. And he got knocked out. But anyway, it says some commentators have suggested Ruiz Jr.'s apparent lack of athleticism may work against him, but Joshua told reporters to put that aside, saying it's all about getting in the ring and doing the job. The scales recorded Joshua at only a pound heavier than his last fight when he knocked out Alexander Povetkin, coming in substantially lighter than his career heaviest weight of 18 stones 2 pounds. Joshua expanded on his game plan. He said people find a fight interesting when they don't know who is going to win. Hang on a minute. One shot and he's going to get knocked out. Go in there and be a little bit daring, a little bit engaging, and hopefully come out on top in the long run. Now, the article goes on to go into the measurables of the fighters and whatnot, but forget all that. That's what we came to read. We wanted to see exactly what this game plan. Now, I don't know if anybody else saw this article. Maybe you did, or maybe somebody else reported it. But I thought this was very telling when we look back at what mind state Joshua came into the ring with. People, he was nervous, he was scared. No, he wasn't. He slept on that man. Now, I'm not saying Ruiz wouldn't have beat him anyway, but he abandoned what would have been a smart game plan. Let's see, where's that at? Okay, let's go back. It says, aiming to impress a new primetime audience, he said, I can go there and box behind the jab and move around the ring and all that, but that's not exciting. Now, he did do that a little bit. He did. Then it says, you've got to engage with them a bit. Take a few. As he throws shots, I've got to defend and counter and slip, and counter. And he says, although fans will have to stay up late to catch the main event, talking about over in Europe, well, I guess even in America too. I guess in Europe it would have been severely early. But anyway, it says Joshua has promised he will not allow the fight to continue for long. So he went in there looking for a quick knockout, just like Deontay Wilder. I'll give him this. He almost pulled it off. He rocked him. He took his head off. But that just gave you an idea of what type of mind state he came into the ring with. And just to read the bottom again, he says, go in there and be a little bit daring, a little bit engaging, and hopefully come out on top in the long run. So, also he says one shot and he's going to get knocked out. So yeah, he slept on him big time. Boy, oh boy, did he sleep on him big time. I wonder, would he come in with that same mind state, or would he be thinking about jabbing and moving around more instead of trying to slug with Ruiz and stand in front of him and fight in a up close and uncomfortable fashion? I don't think so. I believe he would definitely try to come in with a different strategy. The strategy he probably should have came in with originally. And will that help him? Who knows? But if you come in with the right game plan, and this is anybody, you can overcome anything. If you come in shape and execute the right game plan. But anyway, this is Head Busting Boxing Fight Doctor. I just wanted to share with you this article just to put it out there. What Anthony Joshua actually was thinking the night of the fight, the day of the fight, whatever, and what mind state he really was in, and how he actually did sleep on Andy Ruiz Jr. But anyway, this is Head Busting Boxing Fight Doctor. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Did Joshua sleep on Ruiz? According to this article, yes, he did. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. I am out.